What's up my people, it's your girl Misha. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my channel. It's been a while, well a few days. I'm back with a word. God's been speaking to me and he says, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at the book. He says we are in the season of the promise. God is telling me to tell you, especially ladies, those who haven't had a baby already will understand. Those who've had a baby already will understand. Just like how we're pregnant in the natural realm, we're pregnant in the spiritual realm as well, okay? Ladies will understand this. God said you're not getting no doctor's help, okay? Because you're pregnant in the spiritual realm, like you would have been pregnant in the natural realm, okay? So in the natural realm, we get help, don't we? But we're pregnant with purpose, with spiritual purpose. And God is saying we're not getting no doctor's help, no painkillers, no epidural, no morphine. All we're getting is the word of God, the Bible, olive oil, and his presence. Okay? So in this birthing season, giving birth to this purpose, yeah, you're not going to get no help. Okay? All you're going to have is the presence of God. And to get the presence of God, to reveal things to you, you need to pray, read the word, and use some olive oil and anoint yourself, okay? He says you don't need no medication or help. You don't need no, for this birth, this baby, you don't need no help or medication. And all you need to birth this purpose is to push, persevere, be persistent, have patience, worship, pray, fast, and most of all, celebrate. Because you know, when you have a baby, all that pain's gone, you've got to celebrate. But he's saying celebrate from now. God is not going to allow you to give up, okay? Satan asked to sift Peter like wheat, okay? But Jesus prayed for Peter's faith, okay? Satan wants to swift you like wheat, but Jesus is praying for you. Satan asked to attack Job. Satan even made him sick. With swords from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet, but he couldn't unalive him, couldn't kill him, okay? You are being attacked. It's only a weapon formed at you, but it won't prosper, okay? He tried to attack Job, done whatever he had to do, even attacked him in his health, and he couldn't unalive him, okay? So the weapon may form, you're being attacked, but it's only a weapon. It may form, but it will not prosper. It's going to make you stronger and wiser, to build you, to build character, patience. Can you still be persistent? Can you still persevere under pressure? Can you still worship and fast and pray under pressure? Okay? Why should God give you what you want and you cannot show him you're worth the promise? Okay? Because he knows you're worth the promise. God knows you're worth the promise. Listen. Many get the promise, but they run off, like the prodigal son. He ran off. Why should God give you everything you want without testing you? Your promise isn't just for you, it's for nations, and he needs to know you're ready before he sends you out into the world. Sorry. Because in the world there's wolves, there's foxes, there's snakes, there's demons, okay? David was fighting lion and bear before his big enemy came, Goliath. Then he was crowned king. Telling you, your purpose, this pregnancy is not for you. This baby's for the nation, okay? David was in the wilderness, yeah? Looking after the sheep. And he fight the lion and the bear, okay? Just like how the weapons forming against us now, but it's not prospering, like witchcraft and all that kind of stuff. It's to build our character, our patience, so that we can persevere, okay? When David was in the wilderness, attending to the sheep, doing what God told him to do, he was being attacked by lion and bear, but he persevered. He was persistent. He overcame it, okay? God was training him to make him stronger, to build his character, to build his patience, and he passed that test. That's why he was able to beat Goliath, because your enemies, all these people that are doing evil to you now, they're like little ants, okay? The higher God takes you in glory, the more you have to fight, okay? So God was preparing David, and David overcame his Goliath, the big enemy, yeah? For him to fight Goliath, he had to defeat Goliath to go on to his purpose, which was crowned king. Okay, Joseph struggled and went to the pit, to the prison, to the palace. Okay, family was fighting against him. Family was fighting against him, but he had to be persistent, persevere. His character was tested, his patience was tested. Okay, and after that, he was elevated and promoted, and was second in command in a palace. And that purpose that was in him birthed something and helped nations, because he helped the same people that worked against him, his enemies, his family. Plus, he was second in command in Egypt to the king, and whatever people wanted, they had to get through. They had to go through Joseph to get what they wanted. So it's not just for you, it's for nations as well. Okay, then you got the 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego. Okay, they were tested because they were surrounded by enemies, people that wanted the 3 Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego to bow. Sorry about the noise, my daughter, concentrate on me. Though their character, their patience was being tested, they persevered, they were persistent. Okay, because they wanted them, the people wanted them, Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego, to bow, but they don't worship the same God. So the only God that they're going to bow to is their God. So because they wouldn't bow, they put them in a fire. Okay, they put them in a fire. But after, when they were in the fire, they didn't burn, their clothes didn't burn, their head didn't burn. You know when you go in a fire, you stink, you shrivel up. Up to the other day, I was cooking and I just had my bra on like an idiot, frying chicken, and it all splashed up on my belly, and I got boils, like 3 boils on my belly just from that little oil. So imagine being in a fire, and they came out glowing. I done a word about when you're covered under God, you glow, your hair changes, your house changes, your money changes, all them kind of stuff changes. I done a word on my page, you can look at that. But they were in the fire. Anyway, they came out of the fire and they were promoted. They were promoted after that. Okay, I'm trying to tell you that you giving birth to this thing, giving birth to purpose, is not just for you. It's not just about fancy clothes, name brand clothes, money, house, car. No, it's for a nation, it's for people, so that when you come out of it, you go through things in life, not just for you, for the nation. So you've come out of it, God's brought you through it. Now you're going to go and pick up somebody else that's going through it, to let them know that they can come out of it, because you came out of it. Okay, then you got Ruth. Ruth lost her husband, left her land, left everything behind her. Some of you need to leave. Some of you need to leave people behind you, forget about the past. Yeah, move on, move out. Okay, and she met a wealthy man, didn't she? Because she was married, her husband died, she was with the stepman, which was Naomi. They left that city, left that town, and she followed Naomi. She said, wherever you go, Naomi, I'm going to go. That's her mother-in-law. Wherever her mother-in-law goes, she's going to go. Whoever she praises, she's going to praise. Whatever she does, she's going to do. So she followed her back to her land, because what's she going back for? Don't go back. There's nothing back there. If you go back, you're going to crash. So Ruth continues to go forward, and she went forward. She got married to a wealthy man, Boaz, and she was pregnant and was able to give Naomi a grandson, because Naomi's sons died, innit? She was able to give Naomi a grandson, and that grandson was Jesse, and Jesse was the father of who was Jesse the father of? Is it David? Yeah, David, the tribe of David. Okay, they got Samson. Samson was born to save Israel from the Philistines' hands. Okay, and Satan used Delilah, a woman with a Jezebel spirit, to turn him away from his plan, from the plan of God. This is what I'm saying. When God wants to elevate you and bring you to purpose, he's going to send people. Okay, but Satan also sends people, so you have to have the spirit of discernment to know, because Samson was born to save Israel from the Philistines. Okay, to save the Israels. Samson was born to save the Israelites from the Philistines. So Satan wants to block that. Okay, so what does he do? He sends a woman, Delilah, with a Jezebel spirit, okay, to block the plan. That's why you have these counterfeit relationships, okay? These narcissistic men, narcissistic women. They come into your life playing like God sent them. It's to block you. It's like Samson and Delilah, okay? That ex-partner's fake, okay? So Satan sends partners to destroy you, and he still got back his strength. Satan sent Delilah to block Samson, okay? But Samson still got back his strength. Satan sends partners to destroy you, but Samson, like how he sent Delilah to Samson, but Samson still got back his strength and killed the Philistines, okay? We cannot block it, our purpose. We can't stop our purpose, okay? So I don't understand why the enemies think they can. My father called the man them up in heaven to kick out Satan. He didn't say, Satan, come here, let me deal with you. God called the man them. He called the angels them to come and kick out Satan. And if Satan couldn't defend himself from getting kicked out of heaven, what makes he think he can do stuff to God's chosen children? Satan, you couldn't even defend yourself, brethren. So how can you not defend yourself, but you want to come and attack people, God's people, when we're surrounded by angels? You're weak blood, Satan. I mean, me for tell you, sir, you're weak blood. You couldn't even defend yourself and your entourage from getting kicked out of heaven, but you want to come and fight me. You want to come and fight God's chosen people. Are you mad? Are you mad? Huh? Go and sit down, man. Go and sit down. You and your demons, you and your witches and warlocks, sorcerers, obies. Go and sit down. You're weak, fam. You couldn't even defend yourself, but you want to come and fight people. Anyway, that's the word. The word is basically saying that to birth this thing, because you're being attacked. No, but God's chosen people can't tell me they're not being attacked. This is a season of purpose. God told me, say, you're being attacked. Whether it's in your dreams, people on the road, people eyeing you up, looking at you. You got to be careful what you take from people in the season, what you eat. You got to pray over everything. When you're leaving your house, you got to pray, you got to fast. Pray, 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 pray. Okay? And all you need, you don't need to be going on YouTube and listening for people's word and stuff. Sermons, this word ain't for everybody. This is just confirmation to what God has told you. If God ain't told you, don't try and fit yourself into this word. But all you need is your olive oil. Anoint yourself. Pray, fast, worship. Because when you worship, it brings the presence of God. And you know, he starts talking. The man just starts talking. Okay? You're not going to get no medication. You're not going to get no help. You're not going to get no painkillers, no epidural. No one coming to pat you on the back. No. You got to birth this thing naturally. Okay? You got to push, blood. Push. Because when it's over, when it's over, then you celebrate. Anyway, that's the word for today. Because they're attacking. They're coming. They're attacking. Listen to me. There's 7 days in a week from Monday to Sunday. And they want me to speak out of my mouth. I'm not speaking nothing. I just want them to know I know every single one of my enemies, and I know who's attacking me, and I know what they're going to do before they do it, because God's already told me. But they're confused. They're confused. They're thinking, how do I know? They think it's someone in their team on their side that's coming back and telling me. No. My Father in heaven is telling me. Jesus Christ of Nazareth is telling me Wagadong. He's telling me. And I've been crying today. I was crying today. You know why I was crying? Because God's going to deal with them. And my enemies are people that I love. But God keeps saying to me, how long will you mourn? Like he told Samuel, how long will you mourn over Saul, Samuel? I'm telling you, how long will you mourn over these people? They don't care about you. God is snatching you away. He's snatching them out of your life. Their story's finished. Their time in your life's finished, Benito. Whether it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousins, your granddad, your grandma, your godbrother, your godson. It don't matter who they are. They've got to go. You've got to split. You don't have to look them up completely, but you got to tell them it's not personal, it's purpose. At the end of the day, you alone came out of your mum's crutches. Whether you came out of your mum's crutches or whether they cut you out of her belly, you alone came. When you die, you alone's going. You have to find your own salvation. Even if you was born a twin, a triplet, what for quadlets, whatever they call when it's 4 babies, 6 babies, you all have. You don't have the same amount of follicle, so that the hair in your head is not the same as your twin or that you was born with. Your fingerprint's not the same as your twin that you was born with. You all got to go your separate ways. Even if you got people that are stuck together, you know, you got twins and people that are stuck together by the chest, or got 2 heads on one body. They still got 2 separate brains. So if one wants to believe in Satan and one wants to believe in God, just cause 2 of them, just cause 2 heads, 2 different brains don't mean they have to believe in the same thing. They both got to find their own salvation. So if they're stuck together and one wants to go to Satan and one wants to go to God, you have to find your own salvation. You cannot take people with you. I don't even know how that works. If you're stuck together and well, if they share one heart, 2 different heads, 2 different brains, only God knows. I'm just saying. Find your own salvation. That's the word for today. Yeah, you gotta push this baby out. Thanks for listening. Bye.